Okay, so I'm just going to look at the arc length, okay, which, like, if you have a sector, the arc length is simply like this length here. And the formula for it is what fraction, so it's theta onto 360, put the angle on 360, times 2 pi r. So if we're looking at this and we want to get the perimeter for number 1 there, we need the arc length. But then on top of that, we then need to add on the 4 and the 4 to get the entire perimeter. So if I was going to get the arc length, we go theta on 360 times pi times 2 times pi times r, so it's 2 pi r, which is 60 on 360 times 2 times pi times 4. This is on your formula sheet. So I'm just going to look at that then. That would be, so it's 60 on 360 times 2 times shift pi times 4, which is 4.2 meters. Okay, so when we go to do this one here, which is a segment, we want to go across here, but all the way around here as well. So the first thing I do is change that pi on 8 to degrees. So do 180 on 8, 180 on 8 equals, as a decimal you get 22.5. So it's 22.5 degrees. Okay, so if I'm going to get the perimeter around this shape here, oh wait a minute, let's just go back. On the last one, I got the arc length, which was the red part. But if I want the whole perimeter, I get the 4.2 and I have to add on the 4 and the 4 as they are part of the perimeter when you go around the outside. So that gives me 12.2 meters because you've got to go all the way around the outside. Okay, so let's look at this. This is called a segment. So I'm going to have to go on the arc, but I'm also going to have to add this line here. Okay, so I know that the angle is 22. So to get the arc length, go 22.5 on 360, and then you go times 2 times pi times r, because it's theta on 360 times 2 pi r. Okay, so that just gives you your arc length, doesn't it? So that's just that part. Now we need this part here. So I'm just going to go like that and like that, make that an X. That's a 6, that's 22.5 degrees. So x squared is 6 squared plus 6 squared. I'm using the cosine rule to find it. Minus 2 times 6 times 6. And then times cos 22.5 degrees. Okay, so you find the square root of that answer, and then your total perimeter would be whatever that answer is, because that gives me along there, that's a straight line along there. I'm going to do that plus the arc length, the one up the top. Okay, so that's going to be, I'll just put it all in one thing, 22.5 on 360 times 2 times pi times 6 plus the square root of 6 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 6 times 6 times cos, and then it's cos 22.5 degrees. Okay, and that's what x squared, oh sorry, not what x squared, that's what the arc length or the perimeter, that's what the perimeter would equal of the whole shape. Because we've basically, this first part here, oops, sorry, I made it on this first part here, that there on our shape is the arc length, and then the second part, which is this one here, that is the length along there. Okay, so it basically goes like that, and this here is the arc length, and then the other part is this distance along here. That is your, that is your x, which is that one. Okay, so you add those together and then see what you get.